The Alex Belfield In Conversation podcast with daisymedia.co.uk. Alex Belfield.
Now, my final guest today is a lady who has lived a remarkable life. She's only in her 20s, but she's got 4 kids. She's got a husband, an ex-husband. She's got a reality TV show. She was formerly in Atomic Kitten, and she joins us today. It's a pleasure to welcome Kerry Katona. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm fabulous, thank you. And so nice to see you because I really love you. I think you're so warm and you're so endearing, and I'm worried about you because I read so much in the papers. Are you okay, firstly?
Right. First of all, I'm absolutely fine. Never been healthier. Never been happier.
Good.
Feel great. Don't believe everything you read.
You've got this new novel out. We're going to talk in detail about that in a moment because it's a real sidestep for you, really. You're doing proper novels now opposed to talking about yourself so much. So that's fascinating in itself. You do get a difficult time because what it is when you do publicity and you attract it, they can then attack you.
Yeah.
So then you have to come back and defend the attack. Is that good or bad? Do you mind or don't you mind?
I'm used to. I think what I've been attacked on lately, being off my head on GMTV. That's the latest one. Because I have bipolar disease, so I have my ups and downs. But I watched the interview back. I thought it looked great.
Well, I did as well, and I saw the article about that. And the thing is that...
Well, let's start again. The News of the World started this article off, first of all. So let's get that right. They don't like me very much. But I'm absolutely fine with it now. It's making the book get loads of publicity. So it's...
Is it worth it, though, because you're a mother, you're a wife? Do you really need all of this nonsense that goes on around you?
No, I would rather not deal with any of it, to be honest with you. But it's not me that goes to the paper and say, listen, I was off my head on GMTV. Will you write about it, please? I don't go to my mother and say, Mother, will you go and write a story saying I'm an unfit mother and I should have my kids took off me, please? You know, excuse me, mate, who doesn't look old enough to have sex, can you go and tell somebody that we've done something round the back of Tesco, please? It's no do with me. This is just, all these stories come from 3 people. Matt's girlfriend's
Allegedly.
No, he is, honestly.
Well, I don't know that any of those 3 things you've just said are true.
That's absolutely right, but they all come from the 3 people. And unfortunately, I was brought up with the beggars, the backstabbers, the thieves, who were my friends and family, and, and drug takers, and I was one of them. And I hoped that when I done the autobiography, admitting it, that I did have a drug problem. It was more, I was a drug abuser. I wasn't a drug addict, I was an abuser. I thought by admitting that, and, letting people know that I've been clean for the last 3 years, it still follows you. I thought I was, saying the right thing, they'll leave me alone now, but it still follows you, it still hangs around you, but...
I think the problem is when you do interviews to promote whatever you're doing currently, whether it's the autobiography or the new book, it then opens up a whole new can of worms for them to attack you again. So it keeps going full circle and full circle. Is there not a point where you think, all right, enough is enough. I've had enough heartache. I've had enough embarrassment. I've had enough hurt for my family. I just need to go away and be a mother and a wife and a happy person. And if that means me working in Tesco's...
I can't just stand my resignation like that and stop being famous. I can't stop the paparazzi sitting outside my house and taking pictures. It doesn't work like that. I can't go in. Who do I go into and say, right, I don't want to be famous anymore? And let's be honest, who's going to listen?
But if you went away, they wouldn't care so much. That's the thing. That's the reality of it.
One of the things is all these stories in the papers, I'm majority of the time just sat at home, and I'll get a phone call and I'll go, oh, did I now? Well, that's funny because I've been here all week, or I've been on my honeymoon. Oh, I dumped the kids while I went away on my honeymoon, I just took them to Italy, but me and Mark wanted to go away for a week, so I've dumped the kids again. So no matter where I go, even if I'm not in the public eye like the Maldives, it's still going to happen.
What I don't understand is how you can, again, come to terms with someone who you should be able to trust stabbing you in the back. It's a horrible, horrible business where everybody has an opinion. That's what's, for me, the most difficult thing about this job. Everybody has an opinion and have a right to have an opinion because we're here. Yeah. Therefore, they can say I'm rubbish. Have you now just completely given up hope that you will ever reconcile with your mother and put this behind you? Because so much has been said publicly.
You see, I was always waiting for it to happen with my mother. I mean, my mother was never in my life, really, up until I got famous, that she had a constant stay in my life. And I think I always tried to prove myself worthy for her love, because I never felt worthy enough. I mean, the first time my mum slit her wrist, I was 3 years of age. And that went up until I was 15, and she wanted to kill herself and die. And I thought, well, aren't I good enough for you to want to stay on this planet? So I always felt like I was trying to buy her love and affection, which when I got an atomic kitten, that's how it turned out to be. And drugs was one of it. My mum was the first person who gave me my first drug. And then when me and Brian split up, you know, I was driving my mum's like, come on, let's get some cocaine, you know, get the money out. So I was getting the money out. My friends were coming round. I was buying the drugs. You know, my mum had me under her thumb. You know, I was the money train for my mother. Luckily enough, Mark came along and saw all this, and just, you know, said, you know, this isn't right. You know, she's taking the Michael out of your ear. And my mum knew then that I've got a backbone in me now, and she's not going to do it anymore. So my mum done her best to try and split us up, and he's still doing it, because without me, she's got nothing.
The Alex Belfield In Conversation podcast with daisymedia.co.uk.